Okay, today we are playing a game on Hanamura. We are in the Diamond SR range, and we will be playing Mercy the entire way through. We're also in the console die, so consider yourself forewarned. Let's start the game. Let's go. Defending first. So, we've got a McCree and a Farah. Tremendous. We have two very good people to damage boost. Well, I mean, I don't think I'd say McCree is very good, but he is good. Farah is very good. Farah and Mercy, you know, the original combo for the video game, pretty much. So, we're gonna have a great time hanging back, playing Mercy. It's great. They've got an Ashe, so, you know, that's a little spooky. But, you know. Do sort of have... Oh, Junkrat's behind us. Do sort of have to worry about Bob when using Valkyrie, but not as much as, like, Tac Visor or Deadeye, which are still two very scary things for when you're using Valkyrie. As many Mercy players have discovered when they follow the Farah, who jumps, and they follow the Farah up, and then they hear the time. And what can you do? What can you do, brother? What can you do? You're gonna eat shit. What you gonna do? It turns out there's an update for Malwarebytes. So Ryan just ate shit. He died in an extremely inconvenient location. Inconvenient location. We do the jump, we do res the Rhine, but we die as a result. I just wouldn't even go for the attempt, because that strikes me as one of those reses that's like, even if it works, there's virtually no chance Rhine survives the near future. So, the best possible result is like, so unlikely to happen, you know, the best possible result is he manages to make that work somehow. But, or, well, we manage to live and he makes it work. But that's so unlikely I don't even want to try, because we're more likely to just end up feeding ult charge by killing him again. Which is, of course, something Mercy has to worry about doing. Supports in general, you have to worry about doing this, you know, the reviving, the sustaining of somebody through something they won't live, so they just end up feeding a lot more ult charge. You know... You keep that Roadhog alive for like 30 extra seconds and he dies anyway, like you just gave someone an ultimate. It's very unfortunate. So, they're coming through now, and I'm trying to remember... Yes! Past me had a good laugh about this part right here. I have the sound turned off. That's a problem. I better turn that on. So, Past me had a great laugh, because this really couldn't have gone any worse. It couldn't have gone worse. So, Farah dies. That's unfortunate, you know, terribly tragic. We res her. We hug the wall, nice and tight, so Bob can't kill us as we fall. We just barely live. Farah immediately ults, dies accomplishing nothing, except pushing Bob down. Yeah, and then Bob just lands right fucking in front of us and kills us. Past me had a really good laugh about that one when it happened. It was just such an unfortunate tragedy. It was amazing. So we ended up losing that round. To be honest, there's nothing we do about that one. There was just so much shit happening. I see no way that we changed the course on that one as Mercy. You know. This is kind of the thing. This is why I don't really like playing Mercy, is I feel you're more likely to end up in this situation where there's not a whole lot you can do, right? Because Mercy fundamentally just kind of acts as like an amplifier for her teammates. You can carry as Mercy, of course, as evidenced by all the people that have done it. But you just have less ways of interacting with the game than someone like Anna does, you know? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? You know what I mean. So anyway, we've got to attack now. We got Widow Ashe, two very good people to damage boost, for real this time. Yeah, you know, we're going to sit back, we're going to play Mercy, we're going to have a good time playing Mercy. I do prefer damage boosting Ashe to the Widowmaker, just it makes Ashe better comparatively. This would have been pre-Ashe nerf, by the way. Well, especially since one of them was like 2 days ago, but you know, you understand. So we've got Valkyrie built up. Widow just died. We can't convene... Oh, we can get to Widow. Hey, big super jump. It's a very scary place to res Widow, but hey, It was reasonably safe. I was okay with it. It's out of the way. You know, it's not right in front of the door, which is, you know, the scary place. That's where all the Reinhardts like to die, of course, right in the middle of the door. Just far enough away that you can't res them from the door frame. So here comes their Bob. Dude, that's actually pretty sick. I've never seen Bob get thrown out that way, actually. Where she just threw it right against that tree. I don't know if that's intentional, but that's actually, like, pretty sick, because it just sits right in front of the fucking door now and sees down both alleyways. I've never seen that one before. That's actually, like, pretty tight. Pretty tight. So we popped Valkyrie. When did we pop Valkyrie, actually? That was before Bob. Or at Bob. It was at Bob that we popped it. It got significantly worse after we pushed it, to be fair. Yeah, you know, alright. Because we pushed it for just Bob, but then Earth Shatter and Graviton came out as well. So, you know, that'll do it. That'll wipe your team if Bob wasn't gonna do it, you know? And Bob got put to sleep, so that was pretty nice, but, oh. Well, he's right fucking there, isn't he? Holy shit, did we know? Could we have possibly known? I was very surprised to discover Rojograt was around there. No, because I can see he's already in position long before we left the room. Yes, yeah, you know, there are some deaths where you just go, how could I have possibly known? And you die. And what can you do? What can you do? You would have need to have been clairvoyant to avoid the situation. Such is life, you know. It is possible to make no mistakes and still lose. This is an important thing to remember, both in life, but with video games also. It is possible to make no mistakes and still lose. So she stepped on a trap. Conveniently, she's not actually in the Window's line of fire, so she's good. Oh? People are turning up in all kinds of wacky places today, aren't they? Alright, there goes Bob. Bob's going in. Bob's in. Alright, a lot of shit's happening in this area now. We're gonna get him. We're getting him. We're gonna damage boost that Bob. No one's coming into Bob, so, yeah. Damage boosting Bob, unfortunately. Zenyatta decided to kill himself. Good job, Zen. You know? You kind of wasted your ultimate already, because, like, half your team was dead when you pushed trans, but, you know? You got the last part right, which was to kill yourself rather than feed more ult charge. So we captured the first checkpoint, hooray. Fantastic news. Terrible news, though. It's kind of hard for snipers to really get a whole lot done on Hanamura's second checkpoint, unless they're really good. Most people that play Overwatch are not really good. Unfortunate. Very tragic. As we've all seen with the Widows and the Hanzos and the Ashes, you know. There's been a lot of Ashe lately. You know, Ashe was, like, not played at all, and then suddenly she's, like, everywhere. And she's still around, despite getting nerfed a couple times now. So, hey, good job, Ashe, I guess. You got there in the end. We can hear Riptire right now, so we're hiding. Oh, no, that's enemy Reinhardt. He didn't see us. Fantastic news. Even though he came very close to us, he didn't see. Alright, that was a very scary moment, hiding in the bush. I hope they don't find me. You know, like bright orange Mercy skin with the golden weapon in the bush. I hope they don't see me. Anyway, so we've got Valkyrie built up. That's cool. Fight is about to start, so probably want to pop it pretty soon. We're about to be committed. So what's going on all the way back there? Oh fuck, who was that? I think it was their Ashe. Oh. Alright, so we're gonna pop it now. That's fine. A really weird fight. Everybody's really spread out right now. This is like the worst possible thing we could have happen to us, really. Because we popped Valkyrie, but everyone was so far away from each other that we couldn't even really get any value out of Valkyrie. Though you do want to use it right at the start of the fight, it's just everybody's in such inconvenient locations, you know? Alright, looks like we still got him. Oh, we still got him? Alright, we still got him. Yeah, that was just a really inconvenient fight as far as Valkyrie went, but it still worked out, and that's the important thing, right? Like, pretty much the best time to do it. It's just like, it ended up being really inconvenient. Well, I suppose we could have done it a little earlier, like when everybody was gathering around the door on the outside. We could have probably done it as well, and that would have been fine, but, you know, it ended up working out. That's the important thing. So we did think about changing. Oh wait, no, it resets cooldown, doesn't it? Yeah, okay. Because I'll just suddenly res someone again really quickly, like, oh wait, no, that's why. Just in my head, I remember past me glancing over and seeing we were Moira for half a second, like, we changed our mind. Anyway. We got Hammond now. Hammond Winston. Which is fine, you know. It's a little inconvenient versus Mercy, because they're usually in, like, really hard places to actually heal in the middle of a fight. But that's what Anna's for. You know, assuming she can click on the Hanzo, and the Hammond. This is getting a little sketchy. Oh god. We can hear Riptire coming as well. Boy, that was a pretty fucking sick jump right there. That felt real nice. Just slid right through the fucking top. Real talk, Mercy's a lot more fun than people give her credit for, because I think she has some of the most engaging movement in the game, actually. When you're, like, bouncing all the way around the fight, feels incredible. There's the joke that everybody makes where every Overwatch hero is like playing a different game, and they say that Mercy's like playing a survival horror game. To me, Mercy's actually a lot more like playing Mirror's Edge, if you understand. You know, this sort of like free running, like ducking and weaving in between all this chaotic action that's happening, like what we did right there, you know? It has more of a flow state to me than like a panicked, hiding around corners feeling like a survival horror game, you know? That was really good, by the way. The Valkyrie in, touch it to proc over time, float back out, float back in again. That was all really good, and about the best possible thing we could have possibly done in that fantastic sentence used possibly like 12 times. But like, that's about the most we could have physically done in that situation. And then we got grabbed, so our big plays were brought to an unceremonious end right at the end. Very tragic. And then I said end like 4 times in a row as well. Oh my god. English is a fucked up language, alright? Leave me alone. We decided to change skins in between rounds here. That's fair. I changed skins every round that I feel like went badly, because it couldn't possibly be me. It was the skin's fault. Mercy has pretty good skins, you know? She's one of those heroes. She gets to have a lot of good skins. She's not quite Reaper or Anna, who have just incredible skins constantly, but, you know. Except for, like, the Nosferatu Reaper one. I think that looks pretty goofy, to be honest with you. Which is kind of funny, since I think the Pumpkinhead one is great, but which is undeniably the goofier skin, right? Like, I've really got nothing to say about the game that's been going on, to be honest with you, outside of, like, the 2 things I said. Because, like, what are we gonna do about all of these situations that happened, you know? I don't think there was a question in the email outside of, like, could I have done anything? Let me just go have a gander at that real quick, just in case. We lose this game, but I'm not sure why myself. Could I have done anything different to change the outcome of the game? I don't really think so, to be honest. Like, I feel like this was a really good Mercy game all around. There was like the 1 res on the Reinhardt. Could have maybe used Valkyrie a little earlier in that fight where we captured the 2nd checkpoint. It's kind of it. There was that 1 res that we went for. The res we went for on the Farah that was like the worst possible series of events. It wasn't a good res to go for because Bob was right there. The plan was almost certainly to use the wall for cover, but like even resing Farah there was not going to be a positive result. So like there's like the 2 reses and maybe using Valkyrie sooner that like stood out to me. And like that's it. Really. Nothing else in that game stood out to me that we could have done significantly better. So, like, I don't think so. I think, like, this was just one of those cases where, like, nothing even went catastrophically wrong. you know, it's not one of those games where you can point at and go, ah, yeah, here was the obvious point of failure. It's more, I think, just a case of, like, both teams were very evenly matched, and they ended up doing slightly better overall. I think if you wanted to figure out exactly why you lost this game, you'd end up having to watch, like, most of the people's perspectives the entire way through. Because this is probably one of those games where if you watched everybody's perspective, you would be able to find, like, a couple of things that they did wrong each that just ended up culminating into the game being lost, because I don't feel like anyone did anything particularly egregious. It feels like it was probably one of those games where just, like, a couple of things went wrong per person, and it ended up, like, that was the thing that, like, just in culmination, it ended up being slightly too much. Because by all accounts, we didn't really lose by that much, you know? We both went to round 2. They just came in with, like, a really big time advantage over us, like a minute and a half. So, like, and by that, like, the thing is as well, is that, like, by the time you get into the 4th round, and it's like, alright, well, we can only draw in the absolute best case scenario. You know, at that point, no one's really giving it 100% anymore. You know what I mean? Like, 4 rounds in, great. Best we can ask for is a draw. Team's gonna take a bit of a mental hit at that point. Psychic damage is extremely important. Yeah, so no, I don't feel like we were gonna change the outcome of this game. Like, you know, there's a couple things we said, but like, it feels like it was just one of those games that's like, yeah, what can you do, you know? What can you do? Sometimes it do be like that. Also, in the email, you know, I do like to point out anytime anybody has any kind of accomplishment. So, managed to get into Masters in solo queue. Let me just check I'm not gonna reveal anything on this one. Yeah, okay, great. Wait, no, I can just open a new tab. Oh, I'm a fucking genius. Here we go. Masters in solo queue again. Good job. Fantastic. No games played on tank. I understand. Playing tank's not fun, dude. It's not fun. It's not fun. Oh, I remember when the game came out and I was so optimistic, such a bright-eyed idealist. And I was gonna play Tracer. I was gonna be the greatest Tracer of all time, and I played Reinhardt for like 5 seasons. Thank you very much for watching. If you did, if you have any questions, feel free to ask. More than happy to answer. If you haven't already, you can join our Discord and ask questions more directly and have a conversation about the more just shitposts with us. I start streaming on Twitch Thursday, Saturday, Sunday, 8 p.m. EST to 11 EST. There's a link to the channel in the description. And if you managed to make it all the way through the video and somehow still enjoyed it, please like the video and subscribe for more content of really quality in the future. And I hope you found the video helpful.